Let's find the critical value T sub alpha divided by 2 for a 95% confidence level. So first of all, let's write down that confidence level as a decimal. Once you know your confidence level, then your significance level alpha is simply 1 minus that confidence level. So here we're looking at a significance level of 5%, or as a decimal, that's 0.05. We're also looking at the critical value of alpha divided by 2. So this means we're going to be looking at a two-tail distribution on the t distribution. So if we take 0.05 and divide that by 2, that gives us 0.025, which is the area on the left tail and the right tail of the distribution. Okay, so what is this critical value? Below here is a picture of the t-distribution for a sample size of 6. Let's use the graphing calculator to get the critical value of 2.571, which is how we got that value using table A3. So you can use table A3 or you can use the graphing calculator. So if you're using the graphing calculator, the calculator function that we're interested in is the function inverse t, okay? So don't forget that inverse t is what we use when we're on the t distribution. In an earlier lesson, you learned how to use inverse norm. So inverse norm is only when you're looking for a critical value that's a z-score on the normal distribution. So let's go to our calculator right now. To get there, you're going to go to second vars to get to your distributions, and then we're going to go down and choose option 4, which is inverse t. So it's going to ask you to put in the area to the left. If you have an older calculator, the area that you type into the screen right here is always going to default to the area on the left. So if you take a look at your distribution here, we've shaded an area of 0.025 on the left. So you can just type that in, 0.025, and then don't forget to put in your degrees of freedom. So our degrees of freedom here is our sample size minus 1. So 6 minus 1 means we're going to use a degree of freedom of 5. And then let's go ahead and press enter. And notice that we get on the left-hand side here, the critical value is negative 2.57. So on the right-hand side, if we take a look at the positive value, it would just be the same, but positive 2.571. Now, if you have an older calculator, and let's suppose that you didn't draw this picture, you didn't know that the area to the left is 0.025, but you know that the area to the right is 0.025. So the other option when using inverse t, and you know the area to the right, is to simply take 1 and subtract the area that you have on the right. So 1 minus 0.025, degrees of freedom is still 5, and then press enter. You'll see that you'll get the positive critical value on the right side of the tail. Okay, so that's how you use your calculator.